Look, folks, somebody has leaked 3 times. Very detailed and very damaging stuff. Do you see any sense of urgency at the White House to find out who? All we got today was Obama saying he's offended that anybody would think it's him. But how can he be offended if he doesn't know who's leaking? No, that's not deep. Being offended is being offended. If you're offended somebody thinks you're leaking, then you have to know something about it. And everybody, I think this is a great example of how inside the Beltway Washington does not understand what we're dealing with here. In the old world of Washington, where on things like this, the two parties genuinely did come together. Special prosecutor, get to the bottom of it, and then in that fight, the partisanship erupts, and people try to protect turf and so forth. But to get to the bottom of it, at least put on the show of caring to get to the bottom of it would happen. So they're all lining up, and all the experts are predicting a special prosecutor. Oh, yeah, there's got to be one. No question about it. There isn't going to be a special prosecutor. This is the regime that defies federal judges. Federal judge said this moratorium on drilling is illegal. And Ken Salazar, the Interior Secretary, said, you, and we're going to enforce our moratorium. They didn't care about the Constitution when they wrote Obamacare. And they argued to maintain a piece of legislation that is unconstitutional. This issue has served its purpose. There's a book out there now about how courageous and macho Obama is. There are news stories about how he's Mr. Tough Guy. He's looking to kill lists, and he's personally picking the bad guy targets. Well, that's important because up to now, people have questioned just how much Obama really is interested in the war on terror. I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, if you go back and listen to him talk about the things he said about the war in Iraq and the war in Afghanistan and Club Gitmo and everything else, he didn't take it seriously. It wasn't a problem. The problem was Obama looked like a wuss. Problem solved now. This is just how Obama does things. National security, everything is nothing more than its value as a political item. That's all. I think to try to attach the traditional, conventional ways of Washington to Obama is to misunderstand what we're dealing with here. I mean, in the real world, where people care about national security, if you don't think America is exceptional, if you don't think that America is a justified superpower, why would you care about national security? If you believe, as many of us think Obama believes, if you believe the United States is an unjust superpower and an illegitimate superpower, if you think we have only acquired that status by virtue of stealing from the other people and nations of the world, if you think that we don't deserve this greatness and superpower stuff, then what value is attached to our national security anyway? If you think the country is basically guilty, which necessitates you bowing or apologizing, what is there to protect here? Mr. Limbaugh, do you realize how offensive this is? Yeah, I do, probably to you, because if you look at Obama in the standard traditional political ways, the standard traditional political prism, you're going to say, why no special prosecutor? And you're going to assume that, well, because he doesn't want to indict himself. That's not why. This has served its purpose. If Obama has his way, there won't be another word said about this. Not by him. He dealt with it today. I'm offended. Anybody would think that leaker. And the New York Times is right there saying he didn't leak to us. Obama didn't leak. How do they know? Just saying. I'm just saying you can't look at this guy. It's just like when I read liberal journalists talk about how Obama is obviously struggling with policies to reduce America's indebtedness. I laugh. Do they think he cares? Where's the evidence that he cares about reducing the deficit or the national debt? He doesn't care. But they are convinced that because they look at the traditional politics, we got a deficit problem, a spending problem, we got an economic problem. In the old ways of Washington, what you would do is announce policies, try to have legislation that's designed to, quote, unquote, reduce the deficit. Whether you intended to or not, that's what you would make people think you're trying to do. Fiscal responsibility. He doesn't care. Where's the evidence he cares about fiscal responsibility? How can you say that he cares about it, given what he's done in 3.5 years, racking up all this spending? National security to me is the same thing. I just don't think we're looking at this guy. Well, I am, and you are. I just don't think that the wizards of smart see this guy the right way. They look at him, the traditional prism of American politics, and we're dealing with somebody that's totally outside that prism in ways they don't want to admit. They're scratching their heads. Why no special prosecutor? We got to get to the bottom of these leaks. No, we don't. The leaks were no big deal. As far as Obama's concerned, okay, kill list, big deal. Stuxnet, everybody thought we did it anyway. All I did was confirm it. Big whoop. In the meantime, I've shown that I'm tough on the Iranians and I'm trying to sabotage their nuclear plan. That's all I care about. People think I'm a wuss. I've now made them look like I'm trying to undermine their nuclear plan. And I'm a big, tough, macho guy because I'm personally wiping out terrorists. Mission accomplished. Special prosecutor? Huh. Don't make me laugh. Are you kidding?